Okay, let's dive into a situation that is, let's be honest, super frustrating if you're in a strata dispute. You've done everything right, you've filed your claim with the Strata Management Tribunal, and then crickets. The other side just goes completely silent. So what happens when they don't even bother to respond? Let's break it all down. So, picture this. You've put in all the work, you've submitted your claim, and you're just waiting for a defense to be filed. But nothing, not a peep. And it's so easy to start thinking, great, is my case just stuck in limbo now? Is it just going to stall forever? That's a totally normal fear. But here's the good news. The system actually has a plan for this.
And that right there is the crucial point. This isn't some weird loophole nobody thought about. Nope. There is a specific, established rule designed to handle this exact situation. It's there to make sure the whole process doesn't just grind to a halt because one person decides not to play along.
So let's get into the specifics. The rule we're talking about is called Regulation 23. You'll find it inside the Strata Management Regulations from 2015. You can think of this as the official playbook. It's the guide that the tribunal follows step by step when this happens.
Now, check out the exact wording from the law here. It starts off, where the respondent does not file his defense, the tribunal may. See that word, may? That one little word is everything. It's so important because it signals that the tribunal has options. It has discretion. It's not just one single automatic outcome. So, what are these options we're talking about? Well, the regulation gives the tribunal three very distinct choices, three different paths it can take to move the hearing forward, even when there's no formal written defense from the other side.
And here they are, laid out nice and simple. The tribunal can do one of three things. Number one, make an award right then and there. Two, adjourn the hearing, basically pushing it to another day. Or three, allow the respondent to give their defense verbally, on the spot. So let's unpack what each of these really means.
All right, let's start with the most direct route. Option 1, the tribunal can just make an award for the claimant. This means they look at your claim, they see there's no defense filed, and they can rule in your favor. Bam, right there. This is all laid out in Regulation 23, subparagraph A. Now, the official fancy term for this decision is an award in Form 7, and you gotta know, this isn't just some friendly suggestion. Oh no. It is a formal, legally binding decision. It means the tribunal has officially sided with the claimant, all because no defense was ever offered.
Okay, choice number 2. The tribunal might decide to adjourn the hearing. Think of this like hitting the pause button. They just postpone the case to a later date, and this gives the respondent another shot at filing their defense. The tribunal might do this if they think there's a genuinely good reason for the delay, or maybe just to make absolutely sure everything is fair. And now for the third option, which is pretty interesting, the tribunal can actually allow the respondent to give their defense orally, right there during the hearing. So even if they never submitted a single piece of paper, the tribunal can just say, okay, stand up and tell us your side of the story. And then the hearing just proceeds right from there.
So we've got these three options on the table. But what do they actually mean for the real people involved in the case? Let's break down what the practical impact is for you, the claimant who filed, and for the respondent who, well, didn't.
This table just lays it all out perfectly. Let's look at that first row. If the tribunal makes an award for the claimant, that's a quick win, case closed. But for the respondent, they lose, and their side of the story was never even heard. Now, look at row 2, an adjournment. For the claimant, that means a delay, which is frustrating. But for the respondent, it's a second chance. And finally, that third option, allowing an oral defense, for the claimant, it means the case moves forward. But now you have to argue your points. For the respondent, they have to defend themselves right then and there, totally on the spot with no prep. You can see how each path has a completely different outcome.
So, after looking at all of this, what's the one big takeaway? It's that one word, discretion. The power is completely in the tribunal's hands. This isn't some automatic, robotic process. They look at the situation and they choose the path that they believe is the most fair and the most efficient.
So what's the big picture here? Why does this rule even exist? It's actually pretty simple. Regulation 23 is basically a safety mechanism. It's a fail-safe designed to make sure that one person's silence can't jam up the gears of justice forever. It keeps things moving, so a resolution is always possible.
And all of this leaves us with one last, really important question to think about. The tribunal's decision here is this delicate balancing act, right? How do you weigh a claimant's right to get a quick resolution against that fundamental principle that everyone deserves a chance to be heard? That's the real challenge at the very heart of Regulation 23. Thanks so much for tuning in.